everybody, it's Linda Cromar. I'm back again for another great webinar. This Get Started and Crush It webinar. But in my webinars lately, especially since we started having the VIP, I want to introduce how you can use some of those products to truly bring your business to another level. First off, before I get too far, I've had a really horrible cold. You might even be able to tell. I'm really trying hard not to sound icky. I don't feel bad, but I may cough. And if I do, please forgive me on that. But the other thing is make sure and let me know if you can hear me and see me before I start sharing my screen and getting into the tour, which will be the first half of what we're doing. Hi, Chris. Glad you're back. And so let me know, can you hear me okay? And if you can, then we'll get started. I want to reward everybody that came early. I really appreciate that. I don't believe in hanging out for 5 to 10 minutes like some webinar people do. I think that's kind of disrespectful. So we're actually going to go ahead and share the screen. And I'm going to bring you. First off, I'm going to take myself out of the screen. All right, I got quite a few yeses, so we're going to get right into the back office. Very first thing I'm going to do before we do any special training is, I know we got a lot of new people, and I want to make sure that we cover all the bases. So for the new people that have never seen the back office or don't know where everything is, we're going to go through that first. The very first screen you're going to come to is the welcome screen. And you'll notice there's some buttons here. Those are just repeats of some of the ones that are on the side here, okay? So that's just important to know, but definitely go ahead and watch this video. It's one that Joel did really at the very, very beginning. And it's pretty good. It does give you a pretty good kind of walkthrough, very brief of what's in the back office. Of course, we've got new stuff in here that we didn't have at the beginning, so we're going to do that. We're going to go not only through the Got Backup back office, but the VIP, and then we're going to do some training on the VIP part. So the first page you want to go to is called Use This Tool. And when we click on that, you'll see that there's several things going on this page. I want to make sure and point it all out so you don't have any confusion. This is also how you get to your cloud when you want to get to the files that are being put up in the cloud. Whether you've got them set up as a sync or whether you're doing what I call a manual download upload, which I do more of than actually a sync. And I'm not going to get into that in detail tonight because of the fact that we have another training planned. And also want you to notice these two boxes right here. There's one for Windows, there's one for Macintosh. And whenever you see an orange button like this, that means there's videos. I did tell you I might cough, so please forgive me. And again, it's just because I'm getting over a cold. And it's draining. And I do have something in my throat, but it's not working. And I do have water. But we'll do the best we can if you'll muddle through with me. And when you look at these, notice that the Macintosh download is there for you on this side. And also, they have the iPhone over here. That means that the videos are going to correspond with what you see. So if you have an iPhone, like I do, then you want to go here to get to, sorry about that, to get to the videos about how to load it on your iPhone, how to get started using it properly. And the same thing is true if I come back here to the Windows side. You'll see that it has the Google Android side, and that means that that's where you'll find the videos for those. Of course, the Windows is there as well. In some cases, like with mine, I have Windows and I have an iPhone. So I'm kind of a crossover, I guess, a hybrid. So that's what's on this page. Another thing that's on this page is if you want to share some of your space with a family member, you simply would click this. You create a new username. You could ask them if they want a specific username. And then once you've added it, then you get a link that will explain to them how to set it up for themselves. It used to be that you had to have the email and the username in here, but they simplified this and it makes it real easy. I've done it, it's not hard to do. For myself personally, though, I prefer not to share my space because I've got a lot of stuff. I'm still not even done putting everything up on my cloud, but it gives me great peace to know that everything is backed up. Now, if I come back here to the button here that says Got Backup, you'll notice this is another way that you can get to the installation videos. And for anybody that has the regular Got Backup back office, you also have not only our English reseller tools, but you also have it in French and Italian. There probably will be Spanish as well very soon. But for tonight's purposes, we're just going to go to the English one. I speak only English. I do understand a little bit, tiny, tiny, tiny bit of some other languages, but not enough to be proficient, not enough to communicate. So I would be able to use that. But if I have somebody that is using, say, Google Translate to communicate with me because they're from a different country and they speak either French or Italian, I could use those tools inside of there for those people. And of course, the very first thing that's on here is the link to get to your first page, which is the tour page. This is kind of the get started page, pay now page over here. And then the second one down, use this link to invite prospects to the webinar. Somebody asked me today, should I be inviting people to the webinars? And I say, absolutely. Invite people to the webinars. Whether they have actually become a member or not does not matter, because let me tell you, when people realize that we have a really amazing community, just like right now, I'm not going over to the chat right now, but I know for a fact that there are people in the chat right now that are leaders that don't have to be here because they don't have to learn necessarily. They could figure it out for themselves or they know how to get around. But they like showing up at the webinars because they like the hanging out with other people and they like to encourage brand new people. So they show up every single week, especially in mine. But I know they're showing up to all the webinars that we have. And then the other one here, this one is for if people are interested in getting that update or upgrade for letting them let our company build the downline. It says build my downline on this tab, on this link here. And that is just the upgrade that lets them buy the whole package. I think they get both Got Backup and that package, but you can share that with them if you think that's something they would want. So we're going to go ahead and look at all the tabs across the top here. The next tab on this list is the advertising ad copy. This is like sample emails. But one thing that I don't do is have a lot of links because that kind of automatically throws it into the spam folder. So when you do look at this, think about reducing the amount of links in here or using just a part of it. This is just a suggestion that I have because I know it works better to have less links. Another thing that's important is to communicate with your pre-enrollees as they start coming in. I presently have 100 and some pre-enrollees in my list. And I not only do I send the banner, a broadcast daily, but I also send an individual pre-enrollee ad copy. I have a modified version of what this is saying, and I send that out to people on a frequent basis, just to the ones that are in my pre-enrollee list. Now, I'm not going to go through the process of showing you how. This is pretty self-explanatory. The only thing that you have to do yourself is notice this part right here. This is not links. This is suggesting for you to go ahead and put your own information in there. Now, obviously, if you don't have Skype or if you don't have Telegram, just delete these. Another thing I suggest you also do is put a picture down here at the bottom of this. Of course, this is a demo site, so it has no personal information in it. But when you go ahead and look at your own in your own back office, it's going to have your own name. If you're using a business name, I suggest you also put your personal name in here as well. That helps people to understand who you are and that you truly care. And people are going to relate more to a person's name than they are to a business name. I had somebody ask in our Got Backup Facebook group recently. She was a little concerned about sharing her personal name, but I have to tell you, I have personally branded my name for like 15 or 20 years. I've never used a business name. I've always used my personal name as my business. The reason why that's a good thing that you should start doing now, whether you're new or you've been around a while, is because you're branding yourself, not a company. So when something happens, if something happens, it won't happen in Got Backup because this has been around a long time. The company's been around since 99 or thereabouts, but there are companies that come and go. So if you brand yourself as that company, you lose and you have to start over. So brand as yourself. And that's one of the things you do. Banners is some little pieces of text and pictures that helps you share what we do on certain kinds of websites. For instance, I use this one on my blog. I have since it barely began to be available. I've used those banners a lot. Over the last 3 years, I'm celebrating my 3rd year in this company. Of course, Got Backup hasn't been around that long, but I've been around for many of the other products that we now have available. And then the next tab over, sorry about that. Please forgive me for coughing. And again, I'm not sick anymore. I'm just breaking it up, and that's why it's doing that. We have these really cool images. Use them sparingly. Don't just spam your Facebook or your Instagram constantly. Have some nice personal things that you share as well. But these are really nice for an occasional thing that you want to share. Now, the next one down, and this is really important, is we have a full lead capture system. And what's important about this is that you have the ability to actually communicate with the leads you're producing. And let me tell you why that's important. No matter how good our company is at sending out emails, and they do, you still want to do at least 3 to 5 times a week, send out your own messages. And I send out what's called a broadcast. Yes, I have follow-up messages as well, but you can see that I've written some in the past just to show you how they work. And I just wanted you to see how they work. And they're in here, okay? And you can notice I also have welcome to Got Backup. I am your sponsor. That's to a pre-enrollee. We don't have any pre-enrollees in this demo account, but I was showing how to use it. And then, of course, if you want to get to your subscribers, this is how you get to them. And I would recommend, don't think about thinking you don't know how to send an email. Let me show you the most important thing you can do, which somebody asked me today. And that is right here. Tell people about this webinar and all of the others that happen during the week. Let them know that we have full training available to people, so nothing is left to chance. They don't have to go and figure it out for themselves, which a lot of people really hate the idea of having that happen. They don't want to figure it out. They want to have it all laid out for them. So it's real simple. And that's why we do these webinars. Each of our webinars has a specific purpose. Mine is mainly to make sure that you feel comfortable with the product, know how it works, and teach you how to use it. That's my main objective. I don't teach recruiting. There's other people that do that. I don't talk about the cutoff. That's what Joel does on Wednesdays. I talk about, and like Mark does a presentation on Fridays and sometimes on Wednesdays. So we have it covered all the way through the week. And each webinar is a little different. There's something else that's going to be kind of emphasized and stressed on that particular webinar. So make sure and invite people to that. And that's how you get people excited about what you're doing. Now, before I go into the VIP, there is some other tabs here we're going to look at. One of them is the My Business tab. And the first one right here is the compensation plan. We've got a 2 video and PDF layout in here, which makes it really simple to understand how our product works and how you get paid and why it's important to know that. You don't actually have to know how in detail this works. Just download this PDF, and somebody wants details, let them have this PDF. That's how you actually can make sure that you're set all the time. Instead of trying to be the person that knows everything, be the person that knows how to point to wherever things are. And that's part of what my job is also, is to help you know where things are so that you can do exactly that. So the next tab that you want to look at is called My Commissions. And this is where when people start paying, you will see it in here. Remember, though, that this is a demo site. We don't have any real people that are signed up in here. So there's no real money, and that's okay. We did that on purpose because that makes it safer. Nobody gets, their information exposed on a webinar, which YouTube actually shut down a video because I accidentally exposed somebody's information. Briefly, very tiny, quick thing, but they still did it. And then this tab right here is for when you're very brand new, you have not yet set up an account. You need to have an account that helps you get paid. And I have Payoneer. I've had it since the beginning. But we have Wise for some people that may not be able to have Payoneer. And then if neither of those work, please let our support know. They're very helpful. If you want PayPal, we will not be able to do that because PayPal actually freezes funds. They're not very friendly to online businesses, so we do not have PayPal. We do have crypto, and you will have to check that out on how that works. I don't know if it's going to be available just for this one, or if it's just when you are a brand new person signing up. But it should eventually be in this folder right here, allowing you to get paid by crypto. But right now we only have where you can pay out to the company with crypto, but eventually we will have it where you can get paid in crypto. And that will be available really soon, I'm sure. they're probably working out some of the details. And then the next tab down, the history tab, is where you will start seeing your actual payment when you start getting paid on the very first time that there's a payment that you are eligible for. It will show up under here, and then it'll have a listing, and it'll go on and on. Like mine is like 50 pages long because I've been paid so long. And the next one down here is the My Downline file. This is where you'll see people, especially after they paid. You'll see them in here, and you want to make sure that you lay you put people in on the outside left or the outside right, not on the inside legs, because later you will see openings on the inside, but don't put people on the inside. That's somebody else's, not yours. Okay, you're going to put people out on the right, left hand side and on the right hand side. We are a binary. That means two legs. That's all you have. You don't need to have more than that. Next tab down is called My Direct Affiliates. This is where you'll see more detail about the individuals that are paid members. As you can see, there's various different ways that you can sort to find out what they are. Again, this is a demo account, so there's no information in here about anybody. We did that on purpose. The next tab down is the live webinars. And this is where you will find all of the information on the present videos or webinars that are going on during the week. And as you can see, there's quite a few. There's two in different languages. This one is in Italian, and we have one on Sunday that's in French. And I'm quite sure we'll later on have one for Spanish. And if you are a proficient Spanish speaker, I would recommend you actually volunteer if you're ready to do the presentations for the company. I'm sure they would love to have people that would actually be willing to be a presentation person in another language. Mainly, we're stretched really thin with the ones that are doing it because there's so many people want it, but not that many people willing to step up and be presenters in the company. Then the next tab down is our leaderboard. Sorry about that. Again, don't get upset about the coughing. You will hear it. I can't really do very much about it. But I want you to notice something. You only have to earn $20 to have the first rank. That is not very hard to do. And you can notice. I want to show you something that I think you'll find quite interesting. If I sort this by bronze, which is our first level, I want to show this because I want you to see how many people have already qualified as a bronze, okay? Look at this. Over 1,000 people, almost 2,000 people, have qualified as a bronze. That's pretty amazing when you think about it. And that's not the copper or any of the others. I purposely sorted that. You can actually look at that. But that's amazing when you think about all. We don't have a huge amount of people that are in that got back up. It's a little over 3,000 people, but 1/3 or more of that group of people are now earning something in the company. That's pretty amazing when you think about it. So it gives you a lot of faith, okay? And then the next tab down is the webinar replay, and we have this blue tab right up here. This is one of the things I actually requested, and it'll take you right over to our YouTube channel to the live tab. And you can see I'm live right now. You can see that this is set to go tomorrow. And you can see things that have been that are available for replay right now. And it goes quite a ways back because we've been doing this for pretty close to a year now in this YouTube channel. So close that just so that I don't have too many things open. And then, of course, there's the Got Backup leaderboard. This is just in regard to the Got Backup people that are winning in Got Backup specifically, whereas this other leaderboard is the whole company and all products related to our company. The next one I want to show you is the recognition and rank up, which is really cool. Now, this one you don't see anything because it's going to be related to people that are actually on your team. And again, this is going to be something that you'll see, but I won't be able to show you right now because I'm going to show you in a different way what to do with this in a different way. Okay, so here's the magic now. We're going to go over to the VIP access, and we're going to first off look at the pages, but we're going to do something with them. We're not going to just look at it and talk about what they are. The very first thing I do actually recommend you do is you take the time to either buy a domain through them or connect one you already own. It doesn't matter which, but choose to do that so that you can actually have your own link, which is shorter and actually brands you. And that is something I did right away. That was one of the things I was really excited about when I found out about the VIP, which of course I own as well. Okay, here's the magic. Today we're going to talk about rank promotion pages. Now there's none in here, but I'm going to show you what I did myself, okay? I have several that I built right here, as you can see, and it's fun. Let me just open one so you can see what it looks like. For instance, this one is Jane Mark. I don't know who she's under, but I've heard of her name. I've seen her before. She's been around in the business for quite a long time. And each of these pages are really beautiful, and you can actually use them to build your list, and they actually become free enrollees because it says get started, right? It doesn't say become a lead and we'll show you the rest of the story. It says get started in 3 minutes, okay? So that means they become a pre-enrollee right here in this page. And I use this to actually build my pre-enrollees up. I'm not going to show you how many I've got because of the fact that I don't want to expose anybody's personal information. But I did do that, and I'm going to show you how I did that page. Okay, first off, let's come back here. We're going to create a new page right here, and you have the option of actually choosing which one of these you want to do. Let's actually use the bronze because that is the one where there's the most amount of people. Cool is look at down here. You have pretty much everybody in the company that has earned the bronze is in here right now. Some of them don't have a picture, but they're in here. So let's find somebody that has a decent picture. Here's one. We'll go with this one. So we're going to use Captain. So what you want to do is you're going to go ahead and click this, and that makes it that this is going to be the page that we're building, okay? So you click this, and then you click over here, or you click here, and that tells them that that's the page you want created. Pretty easy to do, actually. The next step is going to be that you're going to give this a name, okay? I'm going to show you why in a minute. Whoops, need to spell it right. Okay, I'm calling this bronze. Now, not everybody's going to be able to do that, but if you have your own name in here, it probably will let you for a while. But what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to say my bronze page. This is for your own benefit. No one sees this but you. So I'm going to go ahead and save this, and it's going to create that page. Okay, we now have a page. Let's go ahead and open it and look at it. So now we have that page, and it's going to show his picture. And it's not looking very good. That picture's awful. So I don't know whether that's the way he actually looks. The picture's too pixelated. But I'm going to actually share that page over here for everybody to look at it. So you can actually look at that page. We're going to close this. But what if I want to use this page and we only have 10 available? But what if I want to put something else in here? I don't want to use this picture. Or I have a new team member that just hit bronze and I want to use this page. Guess what? We can edit it, okay? We can even edit the name. Can do, and I saved some pictures earlier in the day, and I'm actually going to go out and get one. I'm going to put it above, and it's going to screw this up for a minute, but I'm going to pull it down, and you'll see why I'm going to do this in a minute. And I'm actually going to go to the pictures folder because I created a folder full of pictures. For instance, here's a lady that's been in our group, okay? So I'm going to put her in here, and this is in my own team, but I'm going to go ahead and put her in here. Now she's in that spot, but I need to remove the other one. So I'm going to remove this one. So now this page is different than it was before. I have the picture that I got out of the Facebook page, our group, and you can actually go in there and you can save any of those pictures and use them in here. Now we're going to go ahead and save this. And now it's saved. We're going to exit. Now let's look at it again because it's not going to have that picture. Even though that shows that picture, the picture has changed. Now it is, I don't know how to pronounce her name. Is that a Kubel? Anyway, I'm not absolutely sure. I'd probably massacre her name if I tried to say that name. And she's from the United States, but she has a very unusual name. Anyway, I really like these. Well, I'm going to show you even another cool trick you can do. I'm going to go and I'm going to create one with the sapphire, but I'm not going to, it's not an actual sapphire. I'm just going to use this one just so that I have, that blue background, okay? But I'm going to call this welcome. And I'll show you what I'm going to do with this in a minute here. So I'm going to save this. Here. Because we have the ability to actually edit any of this. So I'm going to edit this page. Okay, so I'm going to actually put a picture in here on the top. And I'm going to add that in here. And I have some of the pages. Here's one. That is the welcome page that Mike has been putting in there. millionaire in the making with her name. But this is another thing that's cool. It still has all this cool stuff on it, and you can still use it as a capture page. I'm going to save this, and it won't take but a few seconds. And I'm going to exit out, and then I'm going to open this link just so you can see what this looks like. Because you have so many fun choices of things you can do. Now, one last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to So I created my own. I did this in Canva. What I had to do was I got a blank one and I put my picture in front of it. You could do this real easily. If you don't happen to have somebody that created one for you and you have ranked, like I have, you can create your own. And I did. It's not because I want to brag, it's because I want people to see that I truly am ranking in the company. So I have, and you might also know my picture. This link is my actual website link that I have attached to my company. So I'm using that, and it's shorter for one thing. I like that part. So you have all of these amazing choices that you can do with this page. You can use these pages in any kind of list building activity that you want to, whether you're doing it free or paid, it doesn't matter. So I think that you're going to be amazed. Please let me know if you have any questions, okay? Go ahead and ask questions. Any questions you might have? I'm waiting for some questions. It's really pretty self-explanatory. Which campaign to the opt-in does it go into? Oh, okay, Greg, yes. What happens is it goes right to your pre-enrollee list. All right, let's deal with that. How to set up emails? Basically, let me write one right here inside of the chat. And then you would say, hi, this is Michelle. You can copy this if you want to, Michelle. Tomorrow night or tonight is Tammy teaching about how to build this business. I invite you to come. Here is the link. You put your link in there. And you sign it. Much harder than it is. It's not hard. All you have to do, Michelle, or anybody that doesn't understand about emails, is absolutely just be friendly and invite people. Invite people to whatever we're doing. If it's Wednesday night, invite them to that. If it's Mark on Friday, invite them to that. Do. I don't know what's going on with my camera tonight. It's going in and out. Yes, you can set up a campaign, but the easiest thing is to actually do what's called a broadcast. Yeah, I'm sorry, Sharon. I have had a cold and I'm not going to cancel. The reason why is because I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad. I just sound awful. I did have a couple of days I spent in bed, but today I feel great. And I've spent the whole day up doing anything I want to do. I'm just still a little bit stuffy and I still have a cough. And that's why I don't sound good. Okay. So thank you. Okay. Okay, that's fine. I understand, Lewis. Um, I did do the tour. Make sure and watch that again because if you watch it more than once, you'll get it. Get in the back office and mess around. You can't break it because the more you mess around with it, the more you figure it out for yourself, the better it's going to feel. Okay. Yes, there's videos back there to help you as well. Okay. Anytime you see an orange button, that means there's a video. Okay. And then, of course, I do very thorough back office tours. I do those every Monday. I did one today. And you can also go back to the replay. As far as, to tell you the truth, I do broadcasts more than I do anything else. And I send one out every day. And the majority of my broadcasts are actually inviting people to webinars. Believe it or not, I'm doing exactly what I recommend that you do. I send people to the webinars because the more of that you do, the better. People to come back because if you think about it, most people need more than one exposure before they're going to say yes. And the more you bring them to our webinars, the better chance you're going to have of understanding this product, and that's more likely that they have that same thing. So come on back, and Lewis, also come back to the webinars on a regular basis, even though you're brand new. Keep coming back, okay? Because the more you come back, the more you're going to understand, and the more this is going to make sense, okay? For some reason my sound is for some reason this is really, yeah, the connection is strange for some reason. Okay, I don't know. It might be my connection is acting up. I don't know why. I'm doing the very best I can, but we're in, and I'm waiting for any further questions that you might have. If you have any, I would glad to answer them. So I'm further questions. Did everybody understand what I did with those pages? You're welcome, Louis. For some reason. So sorry about that. I don't know why that's happening. It might be that I have to restart my computer because it's there. It's just going in and out. All right. I think I'm going to end this. I think I've answered any questions you have, and I did So from there, we're going to take, unless you got something really urgent that I haven't answered, make sure and let me know in the next few minutes. Yes, play around and have fun. Yeah, I love those custom pages. I really think they're gorgeous and they're fun to use. And I'm using them on a regular basis on both on social media and in paid marketing. So I recommend everybody that has VIP to go mess around and build your create one of those. So it looks like my connection's better now than it was. It was kind of going in and out for a few minutes, but now it seems to be better. Anyway, any further questions that you might have, please let me know. Otherwise, we'll call it. Might make it short. Okay, well, it looks like we're going to go call it a night. My connection is really poor, and I don't know why that is. There's no really good reason. Yes, there is a monthly fee, Sharon, for VIP. It's $25 a month. Okay? It is an additional add-on to Got Backup. It's not added on to Got Backup by itself. There is an additional fee because you've got to figure there's additional stuff in there that you get to use. So of course, yes, you got to pay more, but it's still worth it. And I went ahead and got it. Yes, great time to get started. Thank you. VIP is worth it, definitely. Like Russ says here, it's definitely worth it to get it. It's actually like putting your marketing arm onto your whole product. Got Backup is more a consumer product, but the VIP is more your marketing arm, if that will help you understand the difference. Okay? So there you go. We'll call it a night then, everybody, and I hope you all have an awesome evening. And I'll work on getting completely well before next week. And we'll probably talk about one of the other tools in VIP again next week.